Hands down, one of the biggest leverages in any business is the team you have behind you. And on this channel, we talk a lot about AI being that virtual team member for a lot of us. The Sam Altman quote of there's going to be a one-person billion-dollar company may be true. But for a lot of us, we have teams of people. At my business, Castos, we have a team of people, development, product, support, marketing, all doing really specific jobs. And in this video, I want to talk about the transformation I've seen with that team leveling themselves up and leveraging AI really over the course of this 100 Days of AI journey I've been on. Hey, I'm Craig Hewitt, and if we haven't met before, I'm the founder of Castos, and in this 100 Days of AI challenge, I've been recording a video every day for 100 days. Today's day 97 or 98, and over the course of these 100 days, give or take, I've noticed a big mentality shift in myself, and I've brought that over to my team at Castos. Castos is a podcast hosting SaaS company. We're like a 7-figure SaaS business, so pretty mature. And what has been really transformational about this journey that's carried over to my business at Castos is approaching every problem with one question, which is, how can AI solve the problem I'm facing? And if you're a business owner and you're saying, cool, I get AI and I understand what agents are, and I've played around with things that are a little more sophisticated than just ChatGPT, what I would encourage you to do is to take the mindset that maybe you have as a business owner and impart that into your team. But here's where things get really interesting is what you're asking your team to do is something that they've never done before. And you probably hadn't either before a year ago or 6 months ago maybe, is look at every problem in your business through a different lens, because the option of how can AI do this for me just didn't exist before. And what I've seen on my team is there's two very distinct camps. One of the camps is every time a problem comes, the question is, how can I have AI solve this problem for me? And people gravitate towards that. And they do really well with adopting AI tools and technologies and methodologies to solve business problems that we're all facing and make a better product and make a better company and serve our customers better. That's great. I don't need to do a lot to encourage them other than give them access to tools. So as a business owner, you 100% should pay for AI tools that your employees use in the business, especially with sensitive customer or company information. And then give the expectation and the kind of allowance for them to learn on the job. So at our company, we have a very standard kind of quota for like 2 hours of YouTube a week on the job. I expect my employees to be watching YouTube at work to learn. They can watch this channel. They can watch any of the other channels about AI in their kind of vertical, right? So customer support, development, product, marketing, sales. I expect them to learn on the job, and I expect them to use YouTube or whatever they want to use to do that. We pay for educational products for all of our teamers. We have a very standard kind of stipend for that. And that's the expectation. So me as a leader, I've said, hey, this is the goalpost. I give you the permission, and I expect you, even more so, to go do this, because this is what is going to keep us relevant and keep us competitive into the future. So that's the vision for everyone. And like I said, about half the team is on board and full good to go there. The other half isn't. And I think the reason they're not is because it's new. So they come into a job with a certain skill set. And so it doesn't really matter what that skill set is. Again, sales, marketing, support, product, development, operations. And they might not approach everything in business with I know I can figure this out, I just need to spend some time experimenting kind of mentality. And I think that's why the first camp really does well with this, is like, hey, this is the first time any of us have ever solved these problems with AI. So there's no precedence, there's no game plan for each of these individual problems that we're trying to solve, because it's new every time for everybody. So I think that's why one group does really great and is adopting this and is thriving. The other group is kind of intimidated and maybe scared by, I don't really know how to do this. There's not a game plan in place for this. There's no framework or methodology for me to approach a problem with, hey, how can AI help me solve this problem? And first I do this, and second I do this, and third I do this. And so what I have noticed And I'd love to hear your comments on this, by the way. Drop a comment in below with your experience in your business, whether you're a CEO or a president or founder, or if you're just a leader of a team. How have you helped drive AI adoption with your teams? Because I think it's the biggest leverage, right? The biggest leverage in any business is the team, and AI is an amplifier of that leverage. So instead of 1 to 10, it's 1 to 10,000 with AI, I think. But I'd love to hear your experiences. So we have, I think the camp who doesn't adopt and adapt as well to AI is probably scared, which maybe is a reflection of me setting expectations too high. They're uncertain, maybe, and I hope this isn't the case, but they don't feel empowered to fail. Because, I mean, a lot of times y'all have seen it on this channel. We go and we build something and it crashes, or it doesn't work, or the output is terrible, and we have to go back and learn again and do better. And I guess I take the perspective of like, cool, I just learned a bunch. That's not going to happen again because I'll do a little bit better next time. And maybe it's that this group that isn't adopting and adapting and iterating fast enough is scared to fail. And so that's my fault. But I certainly am encouraging everyone on our team to think AI first, not only, right? Like AI is not going to take your job tomorrow. It might in 5 years, but tomorrow and this year, I'm recording this November 7th. AI is not taking many of our jobs today. AI is amplifying what we're all doing as employees and business people. And what will definitely happen is there will be less jobs needed to do what we're doing today. And so that could go one of two ways. That could go the way of companies just won't hire as much, which we're seeing, right? Last week, Amazon laid off 14,000 people. It's the second biggest employer in the country. 100% will continue to see mass layoffs from the big companies. At the same time, inside those companies, another rotation is happening, which is, so they're going to lay off 14,000 people. They're going to take more than that. So they're going to take 30,000 people inside their company and say, hey, we have a machine to do what you're doing now. I need you to go do this other thing now because AI basically took your job, but you're valuable and you're skilled and I want to keep you around. I just want you to go do this other thing. So AI has replaced their core thing and they get elevated to a higher set of responsibility, more creative, more value add to the company. And that's really the payoff for AI and automation and robotics into the future for all of us as business owners and all the companies is like, hey, can I take the boring, lame stuff that we all don't want to do, automate it away, have AI take care of it, so I can go do more creative things that only humans can do. That's kind of just the math. And as I look at my journey in the 100 days of AI and my experience with my business at Castos, there's been a very clear divide. And I think that it all comes back to, and this is why YouTube is so helpful, by the way, is I get to think through this kind of in real time. And sometimes this is the only time I get to think so deeply. I think we need to foster a culture of failing. Embrace failing, embrace learning, share those learnings across the organization, iterate, and don't fail again, or learn how to not fail so that we can succeed and drive adoption of AI. I think that's what's missing probably in my organization. And 100%, I have to point the finger back at myself and say, I've not done a good job of saying, hey, take those few hours a week, try this thing. If it doesn't work, that's cool. You learned something and you can try again, or you can just say, hey, the technology is not there yet. We just can't do this yet. We'll come back in a couple of months and try again. That's what I'm taking away from this. I would love to hear what you're taking away from this kind of mindset shift that we all have in how we're developing product, how we're running our organizations, how we're doing go-to-market brand, marketing, sales, and just like how we're running our businesses in the age of AI, and how we're enabling and empowering our team members to not just adopt, but like love and really lean into AI. Because I guarantee you, if you're not doing this, you're going to get run over because someone else is going to, and they're going to be faster, they're going to be leaner, they're going to be more profitable, they're going to be able to do things that you as a traditional non-AI forward business aren't able to do. And that's what's really worrying me. And I think every business owner that I talk to is, hey, what's going to happen with AI in the next few years? Well, what's going to happen is the team that leverages it the most, is going to win. And I want that to be you. And that's why I'm doing this channel. That's all for today. I'm Craig Hewitt. This is 100 Days of AI. Love to hear your thoughts and experiences on having your team adopt and really lean into and love AI? Drop a comment in below so we can all level up together.